What's up guys, and welcome to episode number 133 of Career Mode, and we start today's episode off against Napoli away from home in a game which is first versus second. Of course, Napoli just sitting in front of us at the top of the table, and as I've said many times before, one of my players that I love in this team is Marco Shakushi, and the reason being is because he plays some absolutely incredible balls like that one. That was amazing. His passing, his simple pass game, just short passes around the midfield and to the wingers are fine, but even if you wanted to play like a really long ball into the box, like a really direct kick up to the attackers or to start a counter-attack, he's so good at that. And that ball to Germano was just one of the sort of, just amazing. It was just such an amazing ball. I mean, it was great. Unfortunately, he did get an injury in that game as well. He'll be out for 3 weeks, so that kind of sucks. I mean, like I said, that ball was insane, and he really has been fantastic ever since we re-signed him in this series from Real Madrid. Obviously, we had him at Liverpool. We picked him up on a free, sold him to Real Madrid. Then we picked him up with AC Milan from Real Madrid, and he's been fantastic. So it sucks that he's going to be injured for 3 weeks, but yeah, he's developing nicely. He's now up to an 84, which is just fantastic. But we took on Porto in the 4th game of the Champions League here. We'd already qualified as group winners, so wasn't really bothered what would happen here in Portugal, but Velotti did get us up and underway there with a fantastic finish after a wonderful piece of dribbling from Verdi to give us a 1-0 lead, but unfortunately got caught out with Elvis Stevanovic and got really unlucky here. Aiterb's shot took a huge deflection off Anne and curled into the top corner. No chance for Liali. It took a massive deflection, as you would have seen on the replay had I included it. But 1-1, and Porto did go ahead and take the lead here for the first time in the game. Mangala just about managed to squeeze the ball past Liali. It was a sort of a swivel shot there. Got a bit lucky, but even so. 2-1 to Porto. That's how the game finishes. First time we dropped points in the Champions League this year. And like I say, we had already qualified as group winners, so it meant nothing, but it's still never nice to lose a game, as we had to turn back to Milan. But back in the Serie A, our next game was against Lazio. Of course, winning against the league leaders put us in front of Napoli at this stage, so we were now top of the table for the first time this season. So against Lazio, the confidence was flowing, and just before half-time, Di Sigillo here goes down the right-hand side. So glad I've made him first choice. Thanks for all your comments telling me to play him more, because he is absolutely fantastic. And Germano with another great ball in. Those crosses, man, towards the far post are just fantastic for me. It was Germano's cross in. El Shaarawy was there. He's not the tallest of players, El Shaarawy, but did very well there to get his head to the ball and put it past Marchetti. 1-0 to Milan, which is how the game finishes. So another 3 points, which is absolutely brilliant as we try and stay on top of the table. But of course, another chance to see how our scouts have been doing. And as you guys have been commenting, like I say, I do try and read most of your comments. I do reject a lot of players. That is just because I'm cherry picking the best ones, really, and I just don't want to sign average players because it just feels like a waste, really. Hence why I'm just cherry picking for the best players and trying to make sure that I don't sign them when it's only been 1 month of scouting, because I am aware that they can sort of decrease in attributes in terms of the longer you scout them. So you can get a better view of how the players actually are, because you could get one that says 66 to 90, for example, after 1 month, and then 3 months down the line it's 54 to 82 or something. So that's why I'm waiting. I don't like to do it after 1 month, but a couple still look too good not to sign, and there's a South Korean goalkeeper there looked very good, and hopefully he'll turn out to be a pretty decent one. And like I said, that is the main area for me. With the World Cup coming up next year, I really do want an awesome 16-year-old South Korean goalkeeper, but I just can't seem to find any. It really sucks. They're always 14 or whatever. But also we got a training injury, and Germano is going to be out for 7 weeks. How bad is that? Seriously, that is going to suck so much, because obviously Germano he's been a standout player this season, so that's a real letdown. But here you see a youth squad monthly report, and once again you get to see just how good some of these youth players look. Only one of them is 16, and he looks okay, but I don't think I need to promote him yet. And I think I'll just wait until he's 17. Did release this guy, Jorge Asenzo, I think that was. Like I say, a couple sort of haven't really developed the way I want them to, but I seem to do this all the time. I just sign loads and loads into the youth squad and end up releasing like 4 or 5 as the season goes on. Really, it's hit and miss scouting, but I'm still doing quite well. But here's a squad report. Amelia down to a 74 now. That absolutely sucks. But yeah, as you can see, some of the players are developing so well. Like I say, Di Sagilo, it was you guys that told me to make him the first choice right back this season. Thank you so much for that, because he's been fantastic and the perfect replacement for Abate. And as you can see there, Shakushi up to an 84. Fantastic signing off Real Madrid. He's definitely worth every penny we paid for him. Insigne still yet to hit that form. You know, we're still yet to see Insigne at his best at Milan, but I am thinking of changing to a 4-3-3 false 9, so we can play him centre forward as opposed to just a striker role, because he's not tall enough to get on the end of any crosses, and he's just not really hitting form. But we took on Cagliari here away from home. Of course, on a bit of a crusade in the league, as we are currently sitting top of the table. But they really did press us from the first minute. I wasn't defending very well, and Sal, is that how you pronounce that, gave him the lead. Like I say, was not defending very well on that goal, so I take full responsibility for that. But just before half time, as we were in extra time of the first half, or injury time I should say, Simon Verdi picks up the ball down the right hand side here, ends up swinging the ball into the box. Insigne's first shot is saved, but he just about managed to get to the rebound. And like I say, we're still yet to see Insigne at his best this season, but he still does score goals every now and then, which is great. And he got one there, which was awesome. And straight from kickoff in the second half, so we scored with virtually our last touch in the first half. Straight from kickoff here, I was just trying to keep hold of the ball and just sort of get a feel for it, because I wasn't really playing good football. But Jethro Williams finds Jan and Villa, and this was good football indeed. And Villa, down his left hand side, swings the ball into El Shaarawy, and we didn't let the opponents have a single touch of the ball before it goes in. El Shaarawy makes it 2-1 to Milan. That was a fantastic goal, and like I say, we were playing some really good football in the second half. However, Cagliari did get themselves a penalty here. Felt really annoyed about this. I think it was Willems that brought him down, and I wasn't even controlling him, he just went berserk. But yeah, penalty to Cagliari, and they had the chance to make it 2-2 from the spot. Sal to score his second goal of the game, but he ended up putting the ball miles over the bar, and Friesen didn't even have to move for it. But 2-1 the final score, so another win, which is awesome. And like I say, we played some very good football in this episode, some really good football, and even in this game when I wasn't really at my best, we still managed to get the win. That is awesome. But another player gets injured, unfortunately. Happened during the game, got a sprained ankle. Stefan El Shaarawy, he's our best player, of course, so we have to change the formation from now on, unfortunately, because we are just really running low in terms of bodies on the wing. Verdi is our only natural winger who is fit now, which absolutely sucks, because I do like to play with wingers. But in this game we took on Basel, of course in the last game of the Champions League, as I said before, already qualified as group winners. This game was a nothing game, but a chance for the fringe players to show what they've got, and Kim Ojo, of course, is showing what he has got. Mr. Reliable scores once again, the only goal of the game. Fantastic fake shot and finish into the top corner. Milan 1, Basel 0, and yeah, with both Germano and El Shaarawy injured, maybe Ojo can stake a claim for first choice, who knows. But yeah, 1-0 the final score. There's a look at the final group table. Of course, we go through as group winners, with Lille finishing in second. But yeah, in the final game of the episode, we take on Cesena. It was a top versus bottom clash, this one, so I felt so confident going into this game, especially as we were at home. I thought we'd absolutely pile drive them, but it took until the 65 minute before we did get ourselves the first goal. Shakushi back from injury, great corner in, Massey gets his head to the ball, and we managed to make it 1-0. In the 90th minute, Cesena had a corner. They were pressing us all game. Felt really sorry for them, because they deserved a point here coming to the San Siro. But Friesen collects it. He finds Di Sagilo, who finds Insigne, and Lorenzo Insigne. He may not be very tall, he may not be very strong, but he's certainly got enough pace. Absolutely fantastic by Insigne. Gets away from his man. Nice Ronaldo chop to come through, and with his left foot smashes the ball past the goalkeeper. 2-0 to AC Milan, and well, I've got to say thank God really, because we were playing terribly in this game, or more to the point, I was playing terribly. But just before the full time mark, Cesena did come through, and they were so unlucky here, but Alberto Friesen, who had an absolute nightmare at the start of the season, is coming back to form. Incredible double save, one of the best saves of the series, no doubt, and he managed to keep a clean sheet as we won the game 2-0. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like, it really helps my channel out and it's much appreciated, and I will see you for the next episode very soon.